Well, I think we'll wait for them, I think we'll wait for them to bring us the whole thing.
Item number 14, consider approval of resolution 973-2019 amended the employee personnel policy in section 4.03D, leave, section 5.05C, employees option, article 8, discipline, appeal and grievance procedures, and further amending the employee personnel policy conformance with the city charter as amended, changing the city manager, city council form of government. You know, in the past, all the agreements in America to appeal person and everything, so this is all going to switch. So, again, it's going to take time to get through everything, get it in place, but once we do, we're going to have, I feel, a much better city government.
We marked all the places that it was changed in here with these tabs you have. There was a couple of other things besides that we wanted to bring to your attention. They are red tags on your packets that you have received this. One of them is involving the comp hours, which also provided to you documentation requests from 2 department heads based on their workloads that asked that be increased. In order to do that, we'd almost have to do it for all the employees. And in order to do that, we're recommending to increase it from the current 90 to 140, which at time and a half would be 210 hours. That was one of the changes. The other change that we had involved in regarding to our salary program with workers' compensation currently right now. It's saying that the employee can choose the option to have the difference between the workers' compensation check and what he normally makes with the city. He can have, on his salary, he can have that difference, but he has to take it out of his or her vacation or sick leave. What this does here is adds what's called a wage continuation program, and if they can still have that option if they want to take it out of their sick leave and vacation, but if they fall under the wage rule, and that's under 6.06, which is also red tag for you, it states that the difference between that and what the city pays them, they can continue. The city will pay the difference. It will not be deducted from their vacation or sick leave. The reason for this, it's already budgeted. Their salary is already budgeted. And when they're injured on the job, it is our interpretation that because they were injured on the job, that they shouldn't be held to have to take their vacation or sick leave. Now, where this sets a time limit, it sets a time limit of 90 days. So it's not something that can be continued on from now on. It would only be for a 90-day period.
What can be done in 90 days?
What can be done in 90 days?
Yeah. I'm trying to understand the 90, you're emphasizing the 90-day period.
Right.
So what is the?
That's the difference between workers' comp, what they're drawing, and their salary. We pay the difference to make up for the salary for 90 days, but not to exceed.
It was recommended by the city attorney.
So what would happen in 91? You
Right.
would just go back to not having.
They'd have to take it out of the vacation.
Okay.
So,
And then when that runs out, then they're out. Getting their copies of workers'
If
comp.
it's a catastrophic, you can't get sick bank funding when it's not, if it's workers' comp. So that.
but the underlying essence you're saying is that when they're out hurt, that this amount of pay is less than their normal pay, right?
Right.
So,
Yes, the workers' comp is, yes.
I'm just surprised it works this way, but you're saying that it's less, so then they go get extra hours to make up for the lack of pay?
Whatever the difference is between their comp check and their normal check, then the city pays that difference.
But by doing it,
They're not paying the
No,
workers' comp
it-
portion of it, other than the rates are gonna go up for the following year.
But But
Well, it is their portion of workers' comp, but it's also the difference in their salary. They pay 60% about for workers' comp. The other 40%, we have always done that, but we've made them take it out of their vacation and sick leave.
Council, if you'd like me to, this originated with, go ahead.
I would like to understand a little better, because
What happened was that I had an employee that was injured during he was working in a traffic accident, he was injured in the line of duty, and it was a catastrophic injury, it required surgery. He was out on workers' comp. When they put him out on workers' comp, they only draw 70% of their salary. He was then required to go into his sick time and utilize his sick time in order to receive a full paycheck to even out the difference. The proposal was, since that salary is now being paid by workers' comp, the city has already budgeted that salary for the employee. Take the extra 30% and pay that employee. Sometimes we don't have the option of not going in. What I don't want to do is I don't want to create a situation where an individual is worried about going in a burning building or going into some type of, the employees have to do it. They don't have a choice. I can't say, well, no, I hear him beating her up, but I can't go through the door because I'm afraid that I'm going to only be making 70% of my salary and it's going to hurt me financially. I just think it doesn't, we're already budgeting the salary for that employee. So we put the 30% in, create a 100% paycheck while they're hurt, if they're hurt.
For 90 days. All we're doing is paying 30% of the salary for 90 days.
For 90 days.
No, that makes sense. That's a good.
I'm just surprised that what we were doing previously, have you seen that before? Is that common?
Where the city lets them take the vacation if they're sick. The other cities, I've seen it, I don't know about you, I've seen it done both ways. I've seen it not done, and then I've seen it where you let them take vacation.
They get paid on the job.
Sick pay kind of makes sense, the vacation pay doesn't.
Right, that's
Well,
what
It's like being sick.
It's just if they don't have, as it is right now, if they don't have 12 weeks worth to cover that difference,
If they don't
They're
have
usually-
benefits,
right, they're
out.
usually gonna use their sick first, and then they're gonna use what's left of their vacation, and then at the end of 12 weeks, they might not
We're
have
getting
any.
70% salary, and so penalizing individuals that are injured in the line of.
Right, no, I hear you.
But after 90 days, if they're still not able, then they can use their benefits. If they have benefit days.
Yeah.
So that gives them an opportunity to not suffer too badly because it's in their own job and give another incentive for a person to save, to accumulate their benefit days in case this should happen.
Do you have light duty? Say somebody breaks their arm or leg, it's gonna take more than 90 days.
That's the chief's job, is what I do, right?
We are able to accommodate light duty to a certain extent, but I can't have too many people.
No, I understand that, but
Yes, there are enough tasks in the police department that I can accommodate light duty for a period of time if it has to be.
Yeah, dispatch is one of them, and senior officers over quite a bit on dispatch.
If you put somebody in dispatch, they'll have a miraculous recovery.
Well, I think it's a good proposal, and I'll thank the chief and all.
Yeah, because we're still paying them, but we're saving 70% of the salary for 90 days.
So it's a way to do right by our people, and it does it.
That's one thing, right? There was two changes, that's one of the changes. The other change,
The other was, I believe, the comp time.
the hours, number of hours, right? Okay. So, Marvin, your, comment on that. I mean, if someone left service while they had the increase, was there a limit on the increase? I can't remember exactly. It said if they separated service, then the city would be out more money.
That is correct.
That's a negative to it, that if somebody leaves, and has built up that time, then we'd have to pay it. If they resign, under the policy, you would have to,
Resigned or retired?
Considered you.
resign or retired, they would have to be reimbursed for it.
The labor board does that with any. That's considered.
Right, yeah, that's under the labor board.
Well,
You have to take off.
cities set cap. But the cap isn't the cap enforced at the end of the fiscal year or something? Doesn't the number go up and then it's shaved off, so.
No,
No,
not on compensation.
once you